Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I am Ketu Tapi with the news. First, the headlines. India and Singapore draws up a detailed roadmap to deepen strategic partnership. Chief Minister Nipi Rio calls for unified efforts to protect rights, identity and future of indigenous Naga people. Y Patten makes statement on the current eviction in disputed area belt by Assam. Union Health Minister JP Nanda says GST reforms will reduce healthcare costs and improve lives of people. Now the news in details. India and Singapore have drawn up a detailed roadmap to deepen their strategic partnership, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced today after bilateral talks with Singapore Prime Minister Lawrence Wong in New Delhi. Wong is on a 3-day official visit to India. Addressing a joint press conference, Prime Minister Modi said the two nations have identified new areas of collaboration beyond the traditional sectors, including advanced manufacturing, green shipping, civil nuclear energy, skilling and urban water management. We have decided that in order to accelerate mutual trade, the bilateral comprehensive economic cooperation agreement and our free trade agreement with ASEAN will be reviewed in a time-bound manner, Modi said. Highlighting innovation is a key pillar, the Prime Minister said both countries will enhance cooperation in AI, quantum computing and other digital technologies. He also announced that Singapore will assist in establishing a national center of excellence for skilling in Chennai to train manpower in advanced manufacturing. The leaders welcome new initiative in space science, including an agreement in the space sector and the next edition of the Indian-Singapore Hackathon to be held later this year. Digital connectivity was also in focus, with Prime Minister noting that 13 Indian banks have now joined the UPI Pay Now cross-border payment link. On maritime cooperation, the two sides signed an agreement on green and digital shipping corridors aimed at strengthening the green fuel supply chain and digital port clearance.
आज हमने अपनी पार्टनरशिप के भविष्य केवल पारंपरिक क्षेत्रों तक सीमित नहीं रहेगा। बदलते समय के अनुरूप
Chief Minister Nipi Rio today suggested that the State Assembly that a committee should be set up to review the long-standing issues surrounding the defunct Tuli paper mill. Responding to a question raised by MLA Nuklu Tushi on the last day of the Assembly session, Rio said that the committee will be given a specific time frame to submit its report. He said the challenges faced by the state in managing large industrial undertaking was due to lack of expertise and technical resources. He expressed regret over the failure of Hindustan Paper Corporation Limited, a government of India undertaking that has owned 96.49% of the Nagaland Pulp and Paper Company Limited, while Nagaland holds only 3.51%. Rio expressed resentment for HPCL failing to resolve the problem and instead opting for an auction of the mill on November 7, 2023, which resulted in its transfer to MS3A Capital Services Limited, a Mumbai-based private company. He said that despite a directive from the Bombay High Court for the transfer, no agreement has been signed between the government and the 3A company till date. Raising concern over the handling of the issue by government officials and departments, Rio said that the state may consider filing complaints and legal action against HPCL. MLA Dr. Tsilhutyo Rutso presented suggestions in the House on job and technical reservation policy. As per his observation, 70-80% of the advanced tribes and the 10 to 20% of the backward tribes have all the parameters available to them and their children for a comfortable life, aiding that they can be called the creamy layer of the society. He said after 48 years of backward reservation, there's a huge disparity between the so-called advanced tribe and backward tribe in the number and percentage of total employees in the government. Meanwhile, government bills, the Nagaland State Finance Commission Bill 2025, the Nagaland Floodplain Zoning Bill 2025 were taken into consideration and the bill were passed, followed by Assembly Committee reports presented by Sukato A. Sema. Deputy Chief Minister and Home and Border Affairs Minister Y. Patten today tabled a detailed statement in the State Assembly on the recent eviction drive conducted in the disputed area belt along the Nagaland-Assam border. The statement comes amid rising tension following the action taken by the Assam government in forested disputed areas. Patten reaffirmed the state government's commitment to protecting the rights and interests of the Nagaland's border residents. He appealed to the civil society organization, media and the general public to refrain from spreading unverified information and rely only on official sources for updates. Our government, under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Nipirio, is actively pursuing the matter with both on the centre and Assam government. Highlighting the series of eviction drive, Patten revealed that the first report of a survey and possible eviction activities in the reserve forest area by Assam authorities was received on July 16, 2025. In response, Nagaland border magistrate at Ramgarh raised the issue with Assam's counterpart in Surapathar and conducted an on-site verification the next day. A joint coordination meeting involving Deputy Commissioners and Superintendent of Police from Newland and Wokha and Golakat, Assam was held on July 22nd to assess the situation. This was followed by field visit by Deputy Chief Minister Patten and local MLAs to the DAB area on July 24, where they engaged with affected communities and civil society leaders. In a cabinet meeting held on July 30, the government decided that an eviction drive should be jointly conducted with Assam to avoid unilateral action. However, tension escalated on August 21st when the Assam Forest Department reportedly began plantation activities and erected boundary pillars in the evicted area under Wokha district. This sparked objection from Nagaland residents. A press communique was swiftly issued by the Nagaland Chief Secretary, reiterating that all activities in the DAB must be joint initiative between both states. A second DC level meeting between Wokha and Golakat district was convened later that same day. Following this, Chief Minister of both the states held discussion, after which Patten was directed to engage Assam's Forest Minister in further talks. Union Health Minister JP Nanda has said that GST reforms will reduce healthcare costs and improve the life of the people. In the social media post, Mr. Nanda said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's next generation GST reform reaffirmed the government's commitment to the poor and middle class. He said that GST on 36 life-saving drugs, including cancer and rare disease treatments, have been reduced to 0%. Nanda said GST have been exempt from health and life insurance. He also informed that GST on medicines, medical devices and diagnostic have also been reduced. The minister said decision marked a giant step towards affordable healthcare for all. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Ashwini Vaishnaw has hailed the government's decision to reduce goods and services tax rates. Addressing the media in Sonha, Gurugam today, the minister described the move as a landmark step that will ease the financial burden of middle class and low-income families.
व्यापारियों और व्यवसायियों के लिए व्यापार सुगमता भी सुनिश्चित करेंगे। हमारी सरकार का लक्ष्य सिर्फ राजस्व संग्रह नहीं, बल्कि देश के हर नागरिक की जीवन गुणवत्ता सुधारना है। यह कदम निश्चित तौर पर देश की आर्थिक ताकत को मजबूती प्रदान करेगा और नई उम्मीदें जगाएगा। दूध, आटा सहित रोजमर्रा की कई वस्तुओं पर जीएसटी को जीरो कर दिया गया है। साथ ही आम आदमी के उपयोग की कई वस्तुओं पर टैक्स को 12%, 18% या 28% से घटाकर सिर्फ 5% कर दिया गया है। इससे रोजमर्रा की उन आवश्यकताओं की कीमतों में भी भारी गिरावट आएगी और आम जनता की जेब पर टैक्स का बोझ भी कम होगा। जीवन बीमा और स्वास्थ्य बीमा यह भी जीएसटी को जीरो कर दिया गया है।
Let us now take a short break.
ये देख कैसे
हैप्पी बर्थडे भाई।
दिखा। हाँ मेरा फेवरेट कलर।
हमेशा शॉपिंग।
आई नो माँ, बट खर्चा करने की भी यही उम्र है, राइट?
सेविंग करने की भी यही उम्र है।
आई नो पा, सेव करो, सही जगह निवेश करो, रकम पर ब्याज मिलेगा, जिसे फिर से निवेश करने पर ब्याज मिलता रहेगा। आई नो ना। आरबीआई कहता है
करो सही शुरुआत, बनो फाइनेंशियली स्मार्ट।
Welcome back. Chief Minister Dr. Nipurio, in his concluding speech during a discussion on a matter of urgent public importance on safeguarding the rights of indigenous communities, called for unified efforts to protect the rights, identity and future of the indigenous Naga people. The discussion was initiated by MLA Kujo Luzo Nianu on the last day of the 7th session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly, highlighting historical and constitutional protection. Chief Minister Rio referred the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act of 1873 and Article 371A on the Indian Constitution, which safeguard Naga customary law, ownership of land and resources and social practices. The British recognize our distinct identity and the Indian Constitution continues to protect it. But today confusion arises from lack of law but from our own failure to act responsibly, the member said. Rio stressed the importance of implementing the Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland with accuracy, noting that village councils are the rightful authorities to determine indigenous status. He also emphasized that non-Naga communities must follow proper enumeration process based on official cut-off dates to be considered for indigenous or permanent resident status. On the issue of reservation policy, Rio called for a comprehensive review based on population data and fairness, especially in the light of demands from larger tribes like Konyak Union who felt deprived under the current roster system. Regarding migration and the inner line permit system, Dr. Rio supported recent government notification aimed at regulating the presence of non-indigenous individuals through proper registration, village council certification and mobile app tracking system. He urged the youth to step up, take over local businesses and reduce dependency on migrant labour, stating. Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has arrived in Punjab to take stock of the present situation of the severely flood-affected border states. Our Jalandhar correspondent reports that Punjab Governor Gulab Chand Kataria has submitted a detailed report to the Minister of the flood situation in the first 5 affected districts of the state, including Amritsar, Pathankot, Gurdaspur, Tarn Taran and Firozpur. Punjab Governor has also appraised the Agriculture Minister about the ground realities in these areas, highlighting the extensive damage caused to life, property, crops and infrastructure and the relief and rehabilitation measures being taken by the state government in coordination with various agencies. Chauhan is on a day-long visit to Punjab today to meet the flood-affected people and assess their immediate requirements. He visited village in Amritsar, Gurdaspur and Kapurthala before convening a review meeting of the concerned officials of the centre and state government. He has also assured full support from the union government in providing necessary assistance to the state for speedy relief and rehabilitation. In Jammu and Kashmir, the local meteorological department issued a fresh weather forecast saying that the weather will remain generally cloudy today with light to moderate rain and thunder showers at many places. The shuttle services of 4 trains that were introduced to help locals and stranded passengers travel between Jammu and Katra. The base camp of the Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine was suspended due to heavy rain and flooding on Wednesday. Governor Ajay Kumar Bala has extended greetings and best wishes to Malayali community on the occasion of Onam. He said the festival celebrated with grandeur and devotion reflect the rich cultural heritage of Kerala and the people of unity, peace and harmony. Bala said Onam is not only a thanksgiving for a bountiful harvest, but also a time to cherish the value of love, equality and togetherness as symbolized by the legendary ring of King Mahabali. Let us look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
To end the news, here's a recap of the main points. India and Singapore draws up a detailed roadmap to deepen strategic partnership. Chief Minister Nipurio calls for unified efforts to protect rights, identity and future of indigenous Naga people. Y Patten makes statement on the current eviction in disputed area belt by Assam. Union Health Minister JP Nanda says GST reforms will reduce healthcare costs and improve lives of people. With this, we have come to the end of this evening bulletin. Thank you for watching. Good night.